So in this lecture we will discuss about PLC architecture. As we know that PLC is having basically some parts, that is, one is your input and output module, then there is central processing unit, then there is memory, and through programming device we used to do program. So all these systems are connected through some address lines, data lines and control lines to each other. So in this lecture we will discuss about its architecture of PLC, how these devices are used, what are their functions. So all this will be discussed in this lecture. PLCs now first is your PLC modules. We know that PLCs are used to monitor the inputs continuously from the sensors, and they produce the output decision according to the program, and these outputs, through these output points we can control various actuator output devices. So every PLC system has at least 3 modules: CPU module, power supply module or input output module. So input output module can be one or more than one also. This is CPU or the processor module. This is your processor module. So your actual PLC looks like this. So in this we are having certain points here through which we can connect various inputs and outputs. On these points we used to connect input and output devices. So in CPU module, basically it is also called processor module. It is having a central processor and the memory. In CPU module both things are there. CPU is there, central processor is, and the memory, both are there in CPU module. So processor, what is the function of processor? Processor is used to do all the computations. So first it reads the input and executes the user program. It executes the user program on the input signals that it has read from the input devices. Then it processes the data by accepting the inputs, and it produces the output, what is required to control the output devices. Control the output devices. The function of CPU is also called processor, or sometimes it is called microprocessor. Its function is to analyze the data that is coming from the field sensors through input modules. So field sensors means input modules can be switches, flow sensor, level sensor, pressure sensor, temperature transmitters. Any type of data can be connected at the input field sensors. So microprocessor or processor reads the data coming from the field sensors through input module. Then it makes decision on the user defined control program. It will execute the control program that is written by the user and return signal back through output modules to the field devices. So output field devices can be motor, some valve through which you want to control any liquid, solenoid lamps, or audible devices. Any type of devices can be there at the output, so that can be controlled. CPU module is having a processor and the memories. So what type of memories that are used in PLCs? In PLCs we use EEPROM memories, means electrically erasable programmable read only memory module are used in the PLC. PLC memory is also called retentive memory. What is the means of retentive memory? Retentive memory means suppose a program is running and in between the power supply breaks or fails. So it is not necessary for the user to re-enter the old program, but when the light or power supply resumes, the program will continue and the program will be restored from where it was, from at the point when the supply was field. So its memory is called retentive memory. In this, no reprogramming is needed, but the program, in case of power failure, it starts from the program, it restores the program from the same point from when the power supply was gone. Here we are discussing about different memory structures. First is your volatile memory. Volatile memory means the memory one that loses its stored information when the power is removed, or suppose some power failure is there, all the information of the memory will be lost. This is called volatile memory. So in this case, the power will erase all the program that was written in the memory. So common type of volatile memory is RAM memory, random access memory. This type of memory is not used in the PLC. So read and write memory, RAM memory is a volatile memory, but for writing the user program we need RAM memory, so that the user can program or write information into the memory. Similarly, but the disadvantage of RAM is that data can be lost. So with RAM, ESCARE-PROM is also used in the PLCs so that the data can be maintained. So random access memory, RAM memory is also called random access memory, means it can be accessed by the user anytime from anywhere. It is not a sequential memory, it can be accessed randomly. The another memory design is non-volatile. Non-volatile means this type of memory has the ability to retain stored information when the power is removed, accidentally or intentionally. If the power is lost, so it can retain or store its program, it will not be lost. These memories do not have battery backup. So common type of non-volatile memories are ROM memory, read-only memory. So read-only memory means the information stored in the memory can be read-only. The user cannot write anything, and it cannot change. It cannot be changed. The program cannot be changed. Only the information stored in the ROM memory can be read. So basically, the manufacturer stores information in ROM memory. The another type of non-volatile memory is PROM memory, programmable read-only memory. So this type of memory allows the user to write the program on the chip also. So PROM memory may be written into but this type of memory only once program can be written after being received from the PLC manufacturer. The user can write only once program. In this type of non-volatile memory or PROM memory, the user can only write program once after receiving from the manufacturer. This type of memory is used to prevent unauthorized program changes. After writing program once by the user cannot reprogram it. Another non-volatile memory structure is EPROM, that is erasable programmable read-only memory. This type of memory is used by the programmer. Actually what happens, the program written by the programmer or the user can be erased also. So this type of memory can be reprogrammed again and again after erasing the program, but the program erasing is not very easy. In EPROM chip, basically there is a one quartz window over a silicon material that contains electronic integrated circuit. Through this window, ultraviolet rays are inserted, and after that the memory contents are erased. This type of memory is also called ultraviolet programmable read-only memory also. So EPROM is also called UV-PROM. Another memory structure is ESCARE-PROM, or it is also called EEPROM memory, that is electrically erasable programmable read-only memory. So this is the standard programming devices nowadays we are using. So basically it is a non-volatile of memory that is having this is used as a non-volatile backup for normal RAM memory. If the program in the RAM is lost or erased, a copy of program is stored on ESCARE-PROM chip and can be loaded into the RAM when power is on. So this type of memory is also is used for the PLC memory. We have discussed various memory structures. Now we will see what type of memories are being used in PLC systems. In processor module, we say that memory is also there. So in processor module, it includes both RAM and ROM memories. Both type of memories are there in the processor module. ROM memory is also called program memory or the system memory, and RAM memory, another name of RAM memory is data memory or the application memory. So ROM memory or program memory, it contains the operating system, driver and application programs. These type of information is stored in the ROM memory. And in the RAM memory, it stores the user written programs and the working data. So all this information is stored in the RAM memory. The program information, suppose in case of mobile phone, if we talk about memory, the operating system Android of the system of the mobile phone is stored in the ROM memory, and whatever application we are using for the time being, that in work we are doing, so that is stored temporarily in the ROM memory, so in the RAM memory. So similarly in PLC system also we have both type of memory, RAM and ROM, as we are having both type of memories in our mobile phone. So the program information or the control logic is stored in the user memory or the program memory. Program memory is also called user memory. So programming information is stored in the user memory, from where CPU fetches the program instructions, from where CPU reads the program instructions. And input and output signals, and timers and counter signals, all type of signals that user is doing his programming, that are stored in the input and output external image memory. Now if we talk about the memory map of PLC, this is very important question for exam point of view. So for memory map we have two type of memory, system memory and application memory. In system memory, system memory, we will be having the permanent stored program. So that is your operating system, we can say, that directs all the system activities and communication and peripheral devices. All type of activities are controlled by system memory. So system memory contains basically PLC instruction set, which is composed of specific control functions such as logic, sequencing, timing, counting and arithmetic. So if we talk about PLC instruction set, we have different type of PLCs. We have Siemens PLC, we have Delta PLC, Amaron PLC, so many PLCs are available. So all PLCs will be having a specific instruction set, so that all instructions will be stored in the system memory. So system memory is a permanent memory, so it is called read-only memory. It is made from the read-only memory devices structures. So another memory we talk about is your application memory. It is also called data table or user program. So it is having basically application memory is of two types, data table storage, and another is user program storage program area. So data table stores any data associated with the user's control program. In this we control the information such as input and output status data. We store different type of constants, variables or preset values of timer, counters. So all these things are all this type of data are stored in the data table, that is monitored, manipulated and changed for the control purpose. So data tables maintains all this data of some timers, some counters, some predefined constants or variables. All type of input data that is available is stored in the data tables. So another is your user program area, in which the programmed instructions, the user enters the program instructions. These are stored in the application. These are again controlled through the application control program.